Parshas Chai Sarah, the Torah says, "Vayovo Avram Lispod l'Sarah v'Livko Sarah." Avram Avinu comes to eulogize Sarah and to mourn for her. So, if you look at the word v'Livko Sarah, it has a small chaf in it, which Chazal say that he cried less than he normally would have. One of the explanations for it is that when Avram Avinu goes through the Akedah, performs the Akedah is going to be as close for Klal Yisrael throughout all the ages. We call it in the plan Rosh Hashanah, the schus of the Akedah. The Satan obviously doesn't want that to be as schus, and the Satan tried, the Medrash says, he tried to block Avram Avinu from going to the Akedah at all. He tried to appeal to Yitzchak, and Avram Avinu succeeds. He goes to the Akedah and he gets the promise from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, it's going to be as close throughout the generations. But the Satan has one less weapon and one last weapon left in his arsenal. And that is that it's well known that if a person does a mitzvah and they regret the mitzvah, they regret having done it, then they lose the schus for the mitzvah. So the Satan sets a trap. He goes to Sarah Imenu, according to the Medrash. He tells her that Yitzchak was shechted, and then he himself comes in dressed up as Yitzchak. She sees Yitzchak, the shock of the joy of seeing Yitzchak causes her, Porcha Mishmasa causes her to be nifter. Avram Avinu comes to Sarah, and he finds, they tell Sarah died. How did she die? She died as a result of the Akedah. That moment, Avram Avinu is very vulnerable. Because at that moment, Avram Avinu may regret what he's done, that the Akedah became the cause of her death, and at that moment, he'll lose the schus of having done the mitzvah. So Avram Avinu engages in less crying than he normally would, in order that the chitzonius, the outside, the external crying, should not arouse the pnimius on the inside, which will then bring him to a state of regret and lose the schus for that mitzvah. That's what the Mefarshim say. Therefore, the small chaf symbolizes the less amount of crying in order to not bring the loss of schus of the mitzvah, number one. Number two, when it says, Vayovo Avram Lispod l'Sarah, he came to eulogize her. Where did he come from? So Rashi says he came from Beersheba. The Medrash says two places. The Medrash says he came mikvuraso shel Terach, from burying Terach. And there's another Medrash that says he came from Har HaMoriah, which is where the Akedah took place. So the question becomes, well, we have three choices of where he came from, or which one wasn't. So Rav Shach Zatzal explained that the pshat is like this. Physically, geographically, where did he come from? He came from Beersheba. But when a person is eulogized, we say praises for the person who is being eulogized. We have an expression in English, just by way to help understand this, it's remarkable how it works in both languages. In English, we say when somebody says something and we are not 100% in agreement, or we're not clear what they're saying, we'll say something like, "Where are you coming from?" So Chazal say, where did he come from? In his eulogy of Sarah Imenu, where was Avram Avinu coming from? Number one, Mikvuraso shel Terach. On the surface level, it sounds like Terach must have died around the same time. He buried Terach and he comes to bury Sarah. Rav Shach says, Avram Avinu fought against a pagan world, and one of the leaders of that pagan world was his own father, Terach, who represented idol worship and all of the inappropriate behavior goes with it. Who fought, when Avram Avinu fought against Terach, and he, so to speak, buried Terach and his ideals, who was with Avram Avinu? Who encouraged him? Who kept him, gave him the energy to keep up the fight? Sarah Imenu. That was the eulogy over Sarah. Where is he coming from when he eulogized her? He's coming from the burial of Terach. That was his life partner who helped him to bury Terach and Terach's ideals, number one. Number two, where was he coming from? He's coming from Har HaMoriah. If there's a boy, a man in this case, a Yitzchak, who lives with an ideal, he does not resist his father's attempt to shecht him. To the contrary, the Medrash says, he said, tie my hands and my legs well together so I don't move and I don't hustle up the korban. He knew he was going to be shechted. He did not resist. He did not offer any sort of resistance. Where did Yitzchak get that strength from? It comes from a mother who instilled those values. So Avram Avinu was coming from Har HaMoriah. This is the woman who created the Yitzchak, who instilled in Yitzchak the values to be able to go up to Har Moriah and offer up his life. So the hesped for Sarah Avinu, he came from Beersheba physically, but he eulogized her from the idealism, his partner in the ideological battle against Terah, and instilling the Torah values in her son Yitzchak.